This is a mammoth, and this small group of hunters is about to try something almost impossible, taking one down. A mammoth could weigh as much as 10 grown men combined, standing taller than any hut in the camp. Its hide was so thick that a single spear barely made a scratch. Hunters who tried to face one alone rarely came back the same, if they came back at all. But one successful hunt could feed the whole tribe for weeks. Meat, fat, and warmth, all in a single kill. And that winter, food was running out fast. The tribe was hungry, and the cold wasn't letting up. It wasn't just food, either. The tusks, the bones, the hide, all of it could become tools, tents, and clothing. One young hunter stood up. What if we didn't do this alone? What if we did it together? Not everyone was convinced. A mammoth had killed before. Everyone in that camp knew someone who hadn't come home. They remembered the last time. It hadn't ended well. The elder sat with the decision for a long time. Risk everything, or risk starving slowly instead? Then he looked at the children, and the decision became a lot less complicated. So the hunters started looking for an edge. Not strength, an advantage in the land itself. The decision was made. They would try together or not at all. Spears were sharpened. Torches were prepared. Every hunter checked their gear twice. Because tomorrow, they weren't just hunting an animal. They were testing whether teamwork could beat raw size and power. The plan couldn't rely on strength. It had to rely on the land and on each other. They'd scouted a boggy stretch of ground nearby, soft enough to trap something as heavy as a mammoth. If they could drive the mammoth there, its own weight would work against it. Roles were assigned. Some would drive the mammoth. Others would wait, hidden near the bog. Torches were prepared too. Fire was one of the few things a mammoth genuinely feared. Fire and smoke could push it in a direction. Not stop it, just nudge it. Again and again. Noise mattered too. Shouting and drumming from the right side could hurt it exactly where they needed. They rehearsed signals too, silent ones, so the mammoth wouldn't hear them coordinating. Before anything else, each hunter needed one thing from the others: trust that they'd hold their position. The youngest hunter's hands were shaking. An older hunter just told him, "Stay where we planned. That's all you need to do." Because even the bravest hunter alone would fail here. Only moving together as one gave them a real chance. That night, gear was checked one last time. No one slept very much. Back at camp, everyone else could only wait and hope. At dawn, they set out. No more planning left, just the plan itself and whether it would hold. There it was, grazing peacefully, completely unaware of what was about to happen. One last look at each other. Then everyone moved to their position. They spread out quietly around it, staying just far enough away not to be noticed yet. Then the signal came. Torches raised. Shouting and drumming exploded from every side at once. Startled, the mammoth bolted, straight in the direction they'd hoped for. Hunters ran alongside it, torches waving, keeping it locked onto the path toward the bog. For a moment, it veered off course. The whole plan nearly fell apart right there. One hunter barely dove out of the way in time. Another grabbed his arm and hauled him back. It reached the edge of the bog and hesitated. The ground felt wrong under its feet. Everyone froze. If it turned back now, the whole plan was over. One hunter took the risk, threw a spear close enough to startle it, just enough to push it forward. It worked. Its front legs sank into the soft ground and stayed there. It thrashed hard, trying to break free. This part was still far from safe. Slowly, carefully, the hunters closed in with their spears. One hunter got too close. The trunk swung, and he hit the ground hard. Two others rushed in immediately, dragging him clear before anything worse could happen. But the mammoth was tiring. The bog was doing exactly what they'd hoped it would. One by one, from safe angles, the final strikes came, carefully, together, exactly as planned. And then, everyone just waited. This was the moment that would decide everything. It went still. After everything, the mammoth was finally down. For a long moment, nobody said a word. It almost didn't feel real. The hunter who'd been knocked down was checked immediately. Bruised badly, but alive. Relief broke loose. Quiet laughter. Tight embraces, the fear finally allowed to leave their bodies. They helped him back to his feet. He'd need rest, but he'd made it. Standing next to it now, the scale of what they'd just done finally sank in. Standing next to it now, the scale of what they'd just done finally sank in. Soon, the whole tribe arrived, children included, eyes wide at what stood. Everyone had a job now. The meat was divided and carried back piece by piece. The tusks were set aside, future tools, needles, and weapons, all waiting inside that ivory. The hide would become new tent covers, thick enough to hold back the worst of winter. Even the bones were saved. Nothing about an animal this size went to waste. That night, the whole camp ate together. It was the biggest meal anyone could remember. The hunter who'd been knocked down was thanked in front of everyone. His risk hadn't been forgotten. For the first time in weeks, the children went to sleep with full stomachs. The elders sat by the fire a little longer. This was a night the tribe would talk about for years. But this story isn't just about mammoths. It's about something we still do today, whenever the challenge feels too big to face alone. Here's a team staring down a project that feels almost as impossible as that mammoth once did. Some challenges really are too big for one person. That hasn't changed since the Ice Age. And here's the part people forget. Courage was never about feeling fearless. That young hunter's hands were shaking too. And here's the part people forget. Courage was never about feeling fearless. That young hunter's hands were shaking too. Courage was just moving forward anyway, because someone beside you agreed to move forward too. What actually beat the mammoth wasn't muscle. It was coordination. That's still true for whatever we're up against today. Of course, something always goes wrong. The plan shifts, just like the mammoth once veered off course. The good teams don't panic. They just reposition, the way those hunters did, and keep moving toward the goal. The good teams don't panic. They just reposition, the way those hunters did, and keep moving toward the goal. When it finally comes together, the relief feels almost exactly like it must have felt standing over that fallen mammoth. Not because any one person was strong enough, because everyone held their position when it mattered. The same instinct that brought down a mammoth still brings down impossible deadlines. Big dreams and hard problems today. Because some things were never meant to be carried alone. Not then, not now. And maybe that's the real lesson, buried under all that snow and ice. The biggest things we'll ever face were never designed to be faced by one person at all. They were designed to be faced together. That was true for a mammoth. It's still true now.